to thank Lori, who's a part of our Medicare Rockstar community, for asking this question. She asked, older leads struggling to make calls because people do not remember asking for information. I know how that can be very, very frustrating for a salesperson. Again, older leads struggling to make calls because people do not remember asking for information. So thank you, Lori, for asking that question, because I'm sure there's a lot of individuals, salespeople in this community that are running into the same thing as they're calling leads. So here's what I want to tell you is this, is that I started out in this business cold calling leads, so I can absolutely identify with what you're going through right now. So here's my first suggestion for you is this. You have to get really, really good at deflecting. So when I would call leads and they would come up with that type of response, that type of objection, hey, I don't remember doing this before, I literally deflected from that because I was trying to find the problem. Because if that person did not have a problem or they didn't need my help, then it was time for me to go. But if they did have a problem, they would have to have it taken care of by somebody. And I couldn't think of anybody better for them to have it taken care of with than myself. So I just had to absolutely deflect when that came up. So I've got actually a really, really funny story for you is this, is that I'm a big Seinfeld fan. And so in one of the Seinfeld episodes, Seinfeld goes to a walk. It's an AIDS walk that he goes to, and there's a list there, and the organizer of that list was a very attractive individual that Jerry wanted to go out on a date with. So he gets her phone number off of the list. And so later on, he's in his apartment and he's talking to Elaine, and he tells Elaine, he said, hey, I'm going to call this girl and I'm going to ask her out on a date. And Elaine goes, how'd you get her number? He goes, well, I saw it on the AIDS walk list. She was the organizer, so I just wrote down her number. I'm going to give her a call and ask her out on a date. Elaine goes, well, let me ask you, when you call her, when she asks you how you got her number, what are you going to say? He goes, Elaine, that's a great question. When George and I were out today looking for a boat, and I was thinking that same thing. Elaine goes, you were out looking for a boat? He goes, look, I got you off the subject already. You have to get really good at the art of deflection. So when somebody says something like, hey, I don't remember asking for info, there's two things that you can actually start out with. Is it appears, or it looks like. Those are two great things to start out with. Okay? It appears that you requested some information about your health insurance. Let me verify some of this information right into your discovery process. Don't stop. Don't wait for them to respond. Just keep going. Move that conversation forward. So it appears, or it looks like we may have helped you in the past with some form of insurance. Let me verify some of that information. Boom. Just keep going. Just don't acknowledge that they just said that. Or the moment that you stop talking, the moment that you pause, it's over. You have to keep the conversation moving forward. So it appears like, it looks like, and just keep that conversation moving forward. When I first started out, I was cold calling leads, and I didn't realize the severity of calling somebody that was on the do not call list. So I would have certain times where I'd run into somebody that was on the do not call list. And they would say, I'm on the do not call list. And I would say, hey, I can appreciate your concerns. I did not see that in the information that I was calling right now, but hey, let me go ahead and help you with that. What's your do not call PIN number so I can go ahead and make sure that you are actually on the list? They would tell me, what PIN number are you talking about? I said, well, we know when you register, they should have given you a PIN number because cell phones change all the time. There's a PIN number that they gave you so that you can make sure that you're on the do not call list. I don't remember getting a PIN number. Well, I'll take care of that for you. So let me ask you a question. I have your information here as, and I would just keep moving the conversation. Guess what? I sold so many people in that same scenario because guess what? They had a problem and they needed to solve it with somebody. So here I was on the phone with them at the time, and I was able to help them with that problem. Okay, so you have to get really, really good at the art of deflection. You have to be able to realize that, hey, if there is a problem there, you can't think of anybody better that they can talk to than you. You have to feel that, you have to believe it, and that has to become who you are when you're talking to these individuals that said that. Because guess what? If they have a problem, they need you. They need you, and you have to have that mindset when you're talking to somebody. So when somebody says, I don't remember getting that information, I don't care. I don't care if you remembered filling it out. You've got me on the phone right now. You know, sometimes when somebody would say something like that and they'd come back, hey, I did not request any information, I would end up saying, you know what, I hear you. You know, I don't believe that I don't believe that there's any coincidences in life. I believe that the universe put us together. Let's find out why the universe did that. Let me ask you a quick question. So let me kind of repeat that again real quick. So when somebody would say something like that, I'd say, hey, I don't believe there's any coincidence in life. I believe that the universe put us together. I don't know what that is right now, but if you give me a couple minutes of your time, let's find out why the universe actually did that. Let me ask you a question. I have your information, boom, I would just keep that conversation moving forward. So when you're running into this right now, where people don't remember filling it out, just keep in your mind that, you know, you're the right person to talk to them. And guess what? The universe really did not connect you both together if it was not for a reason. And that reason is for you to find out what the problem is. And if there's a problem there, the universe will give back to you. The universe will actually help you succeed if you actually believe that. So at the end of the day, always keep in mind that you are the solution to their problem. The problem is not that they don't remember getting the information or filling out the information. The problem is that if they don't get you, they might not have that problem solved. And so hopefully that'll help you out there. Hopefully that'll help out a lot of people out there that are calling right now, that are calling leads that might be older leads. At the end of the day, if you keep in mind and your mindset is that, you know what, the universe put us together for a reason, I'm the right person to help you out, you will get really, really good at being able to deflect any conversation. Hope that helps. Get out there and be an absolute sales rock star.